Hey everyone, and we're back with part 3 of how to make your own fairy wings. We have gone through drawing your wings in Adobe Fresco, we have gone through straightening the lines in Adobe Illustrator, and now we are ready to import our SVG files from Illustrator into Cricut Design Space. Unfortunately, you do need a premium subscription or whatever it is for this program, but I think that you can sign up for like a week free trial or ask a friend to import this for you and maybe create it into a project. So yeah, these are my suggested images, which I think is this one I think is very funny. Yeah, let's get started. We're going to go to new project in Cricut Design Space, and we are going to upload that wing that let's go to upload image, and we are going to upload Pixie Poo SVG because that's what we did, and we're going to hit continue and upload. And I changed this a bit because I wanted it to be vertical so that it could fit on a we can make them bigger, because previously I think it was like a little bit too wide and Cricut's angry with that. So if you're ever in doubt, make sure that it's like the most narrow when you export from Fresco, and then make sure it's just really narrow so that it'll actually fit here in this nice little rectangle, and that will definitely, you might even be able to fit 2 of these on a 12 by 24. Who knows? We'll find out. So I am going to make this as large, I need to zoom out, as possible. Boop boo. And since our mat is 12 by 24, that is the largest size that we can. We want to make 2 large wings, and then we want to make 1 mat hold our bottom panels. So I'm going to do about like this. This looks like a good size, like 20. That looks good. Yay, I like that. And it's not quite, it's like 8 inches. We can work with that. We might have a little bit of extra that we can make some like smaller wings or something. I like to cram my, for this video, I'm not going to like show you exactly what I do because I don't like to waste polypropylene, and I try to cut as much stuff as I can. But we're just going to cut out these wings for time's sake as well. So here we have this. Now we are going to upload I've already uploaded the lower panel. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to make it like look proportional, so you can twist it around and make it the size that you want it to be. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Maybe slightly larger. We could go a bit. See, it's 22.5. We can go a little bit bigger. We can go to, I think the largest you can do is like 23.5. Or no, I think it's 23 because there has to be 0.5 inches all around. So I think let's just do this. This is fine. Everything's fine. We can use this. So we're going to use, once you get it to where you like the proportions that you want, you can do Control or Command A, and then Control Command C, and then Control V. And then you're going to go up here where it says flip, and you're going to flip horizontal because it just makes everything fit better. So now we have our wing panels, and yay, we're going to see if they'll all fit together. I mean, you don't really have to do this, but I'm going to save this as Pixie. I didn't add the third one. I can always add it later. We're just going to cut these. Pixie Poo 2. Name it, save it, and now we're gonna make it. So you're going to go up to here, and you're going to hit make. But first, I'm going to have to show you guys how we're going to arrange these on our little cutting mats, a 12 by 24 cutting mat. I'm going to show you how to prep that real quick after I get these kind of, I need to show like everything. You need to see the big picture, not just the small one. So here we go. I bet we can scooch this little guy up here. I think you can click move object, and let's see if he'll fit over here. That would be amazing. Oh my goodness. We might actually be able to fit him on here. Perfect. Nope, maybe not. Maybe not. It looks angry. Why isn't it highlighting and getting angry? Oh, shush. Let's see if we can manipulate. Like, it's always fun. It's like a little puzzle trying to like get these in a way like that's the most efficient, where you're not going to waste any plastic. Maybe that won't work. Maybe it's not going to work. Yeah, well, I'm just being silly. Okay. Okay, we have that now. So that's gonna cut just like that. Magical. So we have that. Now we're gonna go to the third one, because I think we had like 4. And we're gonna move this guy. Move up here. You're gonna watch me struggle again. This is always embarrassing. So embarrassing. But I think we had it like this. So what? That was faster. Because okay, we're gonna move him down a bit. Hello. We want to give them a little bit of space because they don't like each other too much. Okay, and then now I'm going to show you how to prepare the mat and the polypropylene, and I will put a link in the description of where I get everything, or just the parts used here. I'll show you where I get the polypropylene. And you would just need, for this set that I'm making, you will just need 1 sheet, which is around $8 at the time I'm making this video. Here is the sheet that you're going to want to buy, or this is what I use. You can use paper if you want to, or poster board or something, but I use those, and I cut them. They come in 24 by 47 inches, so I just mark on the 47-inch side 3 different 12-inch notches, and then use a ruler to draw a line, and then I use scissors to cut straight across, and then we end up with something like this, 3 sheets like this. So you're just going to need 2 out of the 3 sheets for this project, and you're just going to want to put it on your 12 by 24 standard grip mat is fine, and then you're going to want to tape around each of the sides, make sure there's no bubbles or anything. You don't want it to lift up in the middle of it cutting. You're going to tape around the sides to add stability and make sure that something isn't going to get caught when it's being cut. So that's the reason for that, and we'll speed up this process. And we're back. One of the things that I wanted to point out was make sure that you have this up here as the machine that you have. I don't know why it automatically went to Explorer, but probably because this is a new laptop and I haven't used this program before, and so it defaulted to Explorer. I don't know, but I have 2 Cricut Makers. I think I have like one that's a newer model than the other or something. And to be perfectly honest, the Explorer does not cut the polypropylene. It doesn't have enough pressure, so you need to probably be using either a Maker or Maker. Don't they have like up to 4 now? I don't know. So whatever the silhouette or whatever equivalent to that is, you would want to make sure that you have enough pressure. I cannot tell you exactly what that is because I don't know. But anyway, so after you get these all situated on the mats, on your 24 mat by 12, whatever, 12 by 24 mats, we're going to go here. Sorry, it's late. I'm a little crazy. We're going to go here and hit continue. And when you're setting this up for the first time, oh my goodness, heavens to Betsy, why is it taking so long? Okay, here we go. When you're setting this up for the first time, you're going to want to go to Browse All Materials, and we are going to create a new material because you're going to need to use a deep cut blade, and you're going to need to have several go-arounds or something, make it have like several cuts. And you don't want to like have to be refeeding it into the machine or anything. You just want it to cut. And to be honest, I mean, maybe you could use an Explorer if you refeed it back into the machine after 7 cuts and make it go around. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend it because sometimes with intricate things like this, like lines and stuff like this that are kind of complicated, sometimes it gets off kilter if it accidentally hits something, or if some of the pieces start popping up and it just doesn't, it's just not a good thing. So I would highly recommend using a maker or something stronger than that. So anyway, we're going to scroll all the way to the very, very bottom where it says material settings. Whoa, I don't want that. Go away. Material settings. And we're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom of this where it says add a new material. And you're going to name it. You're going to say plastic or polypropyl. And since I'm, polyprop, that's good enough. And we're going to hit save. And we want to use a deep point blade for this. What is this? Oh, this is the number of times it's going to cut. I think I have mine set to go around 5 times, I believe. And we want a ton of pressure. We want like all the pressure. But actually, let's go like 4 times around. And then we're going to save. Yay. And then we're going to hit done. I'm going to check this. What is my setting here? Pressure. I usually do more. And let's actually look at this and see what this is. So let's go to browse materials. I'm going to look at plastic. I think I can search for it. Yeah, plastic. 7 millimeters. That's my favorite. Let's look at the material settings for this fella. Oh, fine. Where did it go? Okay, so 350. So we have this one, 350 and 6. So my bad, we need to do 350 and 6. So we have it set to 350 for the polyprop, but yeah, we would need to do 6. And it's the same. I just wasn't sure how many times I have it go around, but 6 is the magical number. It works most of the time. So we're going to edit this to be 6, just like the other one, and hit save. Yay. Okay, so now we know what to do. So it's going to be, this is your pressure, and this is how many times it's going to go around. So imagine if you have like a ton of little tiny flower petals and something like really, really intricate, which I don't necessarily recommend using polypropylene for that. I recommend using like a different type of plastic or even paper with a fine point blade or something like that, because the polypropylene is, I mean, it's durable, but it's made for bigger cuts. Like I wouldn't recommend it. I bet it would get like kind of messed up. So yeah, we're going to use this. We are done. So this now has the same setting as polyprop, but I can always change it. And I added it to my favorites too. So we're going to use more pressure. And then we are going to, I'll see you at the mat because I've got to load the mat. Stop recording. Okay, so now we're at the Cricut. We're going to insert the mat between the 2 little notches, and I'm doing this with one hand because I didn't have something to hold it. Then we're going to press the little blinking arrow thing once it's in there. And then we are going to press the little C button to cut, and then wait 1,000,000 years. 7 hours later. Actually, it's not doing that bad. I've just been watching dog videos. But it's looking good. Looking good, champ. One time I wanted to point out, now that it's, oh my gosh, it's finally done. When you have a new blade, or just when you're doing this, like cutting, you don't want to leave it alone, because sometimes these pieces will get stuck underneath if the blades are really sharp, and you may not need as much pressure, and you definitely don't want these things popping out and then getting stuck under there, and then you leave and you come back to this crumpled mess. So that is a pro tip. Okay, well, now that that is all cut, we are going to take the tape off and we are going to weed the polypropylene wings out of the sheet, which is always the most satisfying process. There are plenty of other tutorials that can help you assemble the wings, so I'm not going to show that in this video, but maybe I will have one later on. So anyway, I hope you guys had fun watching this, and thank you very much, and I will see y'all later, maybe if I make another tutorial video. Bye!